What's up guys, Houndish here with some Destiny 2 news to talk about. So there's a promo going on with Rockstar energy drinks where you can unlock some in-game Destiny 2 content. I actually have details on what that content is, which I'll talk about in a moment. We've got some interesting story teases which actually come from the official rating for Destiny 2, which has now been set in place. I'll talk about that in a moment. We've got some additional bits of information regarding DLC and the PC version of the game, and even more to talk about. So first up, there is a new Rockstar energy drinks promo with Destiny 2 that can score you some in-game loot. So these particular cans right here actually have codes which unlock in-game gear, as well as a chance to win limited edition games, PS4 Pro consoles, and a Destiny themed motorcycle, which is pretty crazy. I actually picked up a few of these things because I managed to find them in a store near me, so depending on the kind of distribution of the codes and any places that perhaps can't get them, I'm actually going to hold on to a few of these and try and do a giveaway later on if it's relevant. But basically when you put the code in, you enter the prize draw for a chance to win any of those items we just mentioned. But the can itself, the small print says the ring pull codes also unlock in-game engram content on a random basis, a maximum of 3 engrams per person redeemable per week of promo term. Engrams redeemed during the promo term can be released within the game until the 1st of March 2018. And there is a website listed, destiny2.rockstarenergy.com, but according to the can, this doesn't open until the 1st of September, and it closes on the 27th of October. So even if you do get any of these codes, it doesn't look like you'll actually be able to unlock anything with them until the 1st of September. But that's really interesting that you can unlock up to 3 engrams per person per week that this promo is going on. It does say that they're randomly generated, which I assume just means they're random engrams with random rewards. But depending on kind of the leveling system in Destiny 2, this is kind of as close as you might get to pay to win or pay for power, because if you can get 3 of these a week, you know, that's 6 additional engrams in 2 weeks, 12 additional engrams in a month. So depending on how it's managed, we don't know that much yet. This could have a bit of an impact on kind of the leveling game early on if people have got a bunch of these codes. You'll have to let me know what you guys think about that down below. But yeah, look out for these Rockstar energy drinks. The only ones that have been seen so far are in the UK. I think these may have actually been released early or by mistake or something, because it is a long time until you can actually use the codes. So if you are in other places like the US in particular, don't panic just yet. There's plenty of time for these things to actually appear, but I thought I'd share that with you guys nonetheless. So moving on, I wanted to talk about the rating for Destiny 2 and some interesting information that we get inside of this particular article. So this comes from comicbook.com, and this week the software ratings board revealed that the sequel for Destiny has the same rating as the original, so that's a teen rating. The game has been tagged for blood, language, and violence. So this is where it gets interesting. There is a little justification for why this particular rating has been given to the game. So it says this is a first-person shooter in which players assume the role of a group of guardians defending humanity against an alien force. Players must travel across futuristic landscapes and planets to battle a horde of alien creatures. Players use pistols, machine guns, rocket launchers, and various elemental weapons, for example a flaming sword and a lightning staff, to kill enemies. Battles are frenetic and are accompanied by realistic gunfire and large explosions. By the way, don't take the machine guns statement being listed in there as machine guns returning. You have to think of it as explaining it to your grandmother or something, right? They just mean assault rifles, weapons. They're not referring to machine guns as we think of them in Destiny. But this is where it gets even more interesting. So it says cutscenes sometimes depict dramatic spaceship battles and characters getting shot, electrocuted, and even strangled. Splashes of blood occasionally appear on the screen when players are injured, and some creatures emit splashes of black liquid when killed. The word asshole is heard in the dialogue. So that's really interesting stuff right there. We're going to see awesome spaceship battles in the cutscenes, which we can kind of anticipate. Characters being shot at, electrocuted, that's an interesting one, as well as strangled. There are going to be some intense cutscenes and interactions with characters by the looks of things. Of course, we know that you kind of get the red blood animation if you take a ton of damage in the game, but also the word asshole is heard in the dialogue. So this kind of suggests a bit more intensive conversation and kind of engagement between characters inside of the story in Destiny 2. Of course, we have those characters like Cade and Amanda Holiday, and they all have their own kind of flavor of sarcasm and things like that. But never before have we really heard any kind of language, in inverted commas, in Destiny's dialogue. But of course, we are supposed to be getting a much more intense and in-depth story. I mean, if I crash landed my ship after being cut up by a Cabal tanker, I might use something a little bit stronger than asshole. But nonetheless, this is really interesting stuff. Gives us a little flavour of some of the interesting things that we're going to see inside of the cutscenes. And no one's really covered this. This is brand new stuff, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. A little note about the PC version of the game. Of course, the beta goes live for early access on the 28th of August and then opens up on the 29th and runs till the 31st. There is a delayed launch on the PC until October, but Bungie have now confirmed that as far as DLC and updates to the game, there will be no further delays. So basically, after that October period, you know, because there's supposed to be a DLC coming out before the end of the year or sometime in December, or at least that is what's anticipated. Essentially, PC players will have between October and December to get caught up, and then from December onwards, you know, we're looking at events and everything being completely synchronized on all platforms, no more delays, nothing like that. So that's definitely good news. Finally, before this gets out there and everyone starts going crazy, I wanted to talk about a tweet from John Wisniewski, who is the senior gameplay designer at Bungie. So Almost Famous posted to Reddit some screenshots of his tweets from last night, and we get some pretty interesting words right here, but don't pay too much attention just yet. So he said, "We thought long and hard about how balancing in Destiny 2 will work, and we learned a lot from Destiny 1. We at Bungie decided there simply won't be any balancing in Destiny 2 at all, just fusion rifle nerfs." So off the bat, this sounds kind of ridiculous, right? It sounds like he's joking around. These tweets are actually gone, but from about 16 or 18 hours ago, there was another tweet where he said, "I'm on vacation, let the alcoholining commence." So I think he may have got a little bit carried away with that particular joke right there. Those tweets were taken down. But I figured I'd mention it because obviously if people see this on Reddit, there is likely to be a reaction and everyone's going to start freaking out. I think really it's just a joke because the fusion rifle in the beta was incredibly strong. I mean, we don't know this for sure, but I'm almost certain it won't be quite that strong in comparison to other stuff in the final game. Take it or leave it however you want, really. Perhaps a few too many drinks did flow this weekend. So either way, that about sums up this video, guys. Before I go, I just wanted to say YouTube, as you may have heard from many other people, has been acting up for the past couple of weeks. There's been all kinds of bizarre problems and things going on. Them not sending videos to subfeeds, not calculating views for videos correctly, all this kind of stressful stuff. I don't normally do this, but I figured I would point out you can turn notifications on for the channel by hitting the bell icon next to the subscribe icon down below. So if you are worried about ever missing any content, be sure to hit that button. Not necessarily something I expect you guys to do, but just in case you didn't know about it, it is an option. For now though, that sums up the video, guys. Let me know any thoughts you have in the comments section below. If you have enjoyed the video though, a like is very much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny 2 content. But for now, have an awesome day.